Welcome, welcome. If you would like to hear what I got to say today, my 2 cents, you are in the correct place. Also, I have my Ophelia's Band link, PayPal, whatever, in the channel description, so you can go check that out at your leisure. Is it leisure or leisure, right? It's Leisure, though. Yeah. I try to spell license, right? So if you have your license, don't be sliding around out there on the ice and snow and whatnot as the temperatures drop, right? Especially those of you that are in the wintry region, such as I am. So I figured I'd hop on here. Here's my dog. My dog. Anyhow, I am gonna go ahead and do a tarot pull today, kind of a post full moon vibe, if you will. So if that's what you're interested for in today, you came to the right place. I'm just cleaning up the cards from the previous reading, okay? If you missed the last reading, you may go out to the post tab. It used to be called the community tab. Now it is the post tab. And you can see the latest post there. Typically, I share my latest and greatest readings out there. They can also be found under the live tab or the videos tab, depending on if it was a live reading or if it was pre-recorded. As today it is live, so if you want to find this reading again by not going to the post tab, you can go to the live tab and it will be there. So you have many, many options, okay? What do they say? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, but I'm not really into skinning cats, so, you know. Maybe we'll be skinning squirrels before too long. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the squirrels can go fetch the eggs for us. They're quick. All right. Again, I have a little candle going for us as well today. I got my incense going up here. Let me show you guys so you can see. You can get into the vibe, right? So this one is jasmine incense. I also have used sage. I'm going to show you guys the little container that it comes in. Okay. This doodad here, the brand is HEM. You can get this online, but you can get this at usually a local ethnic store. Will have these as well. And it comes in like a box of like 6 of these. Okay, so you can get like quite a lot of incense for not really a lot of money if you just kind of look around. You know what I mean? You don't need to be paying premium Amazon prices for this stuff, okay? So, yeah. This one specifically is made in India, in Mumbai. I'm trying to look and see if it says how many sticks are in the package, but I don't see that it says that anyway. But yeah, you get like multiples of these, right? You can hear it in there. Okay. Held for review. Walmart. Yeah, you can get incense at Walmart too. You know, one of the last times I was shopping for incense though, it was at a like at a service station, you know, a gas station, and I burned it and it was like not very good. So, you know, even yeah. Can't cheap out on everything, right? Like just because it's available There's even like a weed strain called gas station sushi. Just because it's there doesn't mean you should do it, right? As I was saying to my mother the other day, because I've repeated this many times to other people, know the difference between can and should. Yeah, I can go jump off a cliff, but should you? No. Hello. Let's use our common sense, folks. Let's use our common sense. I am from the USA, Majd King. So I am in the Western Hemisphere. Depending on where you're at, you may be familiar with Western astrology. You may be familiar with Vedic astrology. I highly recommend that if you are into astrology at all, that you do check out both of your charts, okay? I will call out signs from time to time when they do show up in the tarot. Somebody asked, okay, are you with Trump? No, I do not know him personally. Right? Nobody's informed me that I am a long lost heir, set to be a multimillionaire, right? In his family fam. I love incense. My favorite scent is lavender. Lavender is very nice, soothing, especially at nighttime. Lavender and chamomile. Also, if you guys like the soothing types of scents, okay. But as with a majority of Americans living in this country, I wish for a bright future for all of us, okay? No matter what your name is. So, because USA, I ain't leaving. I ain't moving out of the country. I've been other places. I ain't leaving. Everybody's wanting to come here, not the other way around. If you've traveled, you've probably understood that, how good it feels to be back home. And I know folks that live on opposite ends of the world that they've lived here for a while and it was just too different for them. They weren't around their family. So community is very important. Social things are very important to people. It's not just about one thing, is it? Okay. Somebody says, I burn paprika and pine nuts with bird bones down to ash. Interesting. Then I cast the ash into the garden. Okay. Let's see what our first card is. How lovely. The Ace of Pentacles. This is wonderful. This showed up in yesterday's reading in terms of paying attention to the messages that Spirit wants you to receive. Okay. And people will tell you there's no shortcuts in life, but when your intuition is dinging and telling you, hey, you need to do this, that is that message for you saying, this is your moment, you are fully capable. Okay. So if you've been reaching for the stars, it's kind of like they're coming down to shake your hand and say, yeah, we see you, we recognize. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do a Celtic cross for you guys. I haven't done one of those in a while. I am using my Deadhead deck today. I believe this is still, I think they made a second edition, an update of this, because the first edition, it was kind of limited, but they did do a second printing, I believe. So if you're still interested in grabbing this, I don't have affiliate links or anything. Sorry, guys. I'm reading the cards here. I'm not, you know what I mean? Anyway. Do I know what an affiliate link is? Yes, I do. Maybe you do as well. Somebody says, I feel guilty when I kill an ant. Okay, well, I guess it depends on what kind of ant it is. If it's a fire ant, I really wouldn't feel too guilty about that, because if you don't kill it first, it'll come up and bite you if you're in its way. All right, so you best get out of the way. 10 of Cups. Look at this. 10 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles here. So what is crossing you right now, collective, is wondering if this opportunity is going to bring you the love that you so deserve and desire. Okay? So that's very interesting. Feeling good about this going into V-Day tomorrow. So hopefully this is the message that somebody has been hoping that they are going to hear. Okay? What is in the foundation, please? somebody says they are from Slovakia. I have never been to Slovakia. That would be very interesting to me to visit Eastern Europe, that region. 8 of Cups in your foundation. So collective, some of you may have been more on the single trail here versus in a partnership. Okay, so if that has been you, all right, be assured that your time in this space has been laying the correct foundation for you to move forward. Okay. Yeah. Some of you could be like, look, I don't want to muck it up. Like, I'm so nervous, blah, blah, blah. Well, what have you been doing all this work for? Right? You know, if you're doing this work, then you should be in the right moment. Okay. What's that Eminem song? The music, the moment. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Right? It's like this is all that muck you've been going through, preparing you. Opportunity once in a lifetime. Okay. And I don't know about you, but a 10 of Cups sounds like a wonderful once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, do you want the 10 of Cups with everybody you meet on the street? That doesn't really sound like a 10 of Cups to me. It doesn't sound very special, right? So when we say once in a lifetime, that really literally could be it. Okay. So don't overanalyze it, right? Especially if you're already here foundationally. Okay. As you can see, I'm not by myself. Oh dear. Hold on a moment. Also, you guys, I wanted to show you these cute little rugs I got at my local Menards. You can say that they were made in India, so they came all the way from India, and they were super inexpensive and affordable. I'm saying. Okay, so I got some of these for like, especially when I'm traveling, you know, for the dog to lay on. They're just little rag rugs. So anyway. I forgot to mention that in my other video the other day because when me and the dog were out doing errands, that's one of the items I happened to come across. Okay. So let's go into the recent history collective. What message do you need to know? Look at her. She's like, ooh, the 9 of Pentacles, pre-Empress, Emperor energy. Okay, so again, laying that foundation, brick by literal freaking brick. Collective, it's like you're ready to turn the key. You're the manager, right? Can I speak to the manager? You're like, you're looking at the manager, honey. Okay. You know, like, or, you know, you walk into the meeting and they look around and it's like, oh, there's nobody else in authority. No, you're it, right? And people are finding out. They're finding out that you are able to create abundance wherever you go. May that be in working for somebody else, working for yourself, in your personal life, within your community, things like that, where it's just like, oh, when so-and-so's around, things are kind of nice, right? Some of you collective that was taken advantage of, and that's why you decided to kind of shake up your foundation a little bit. Okay. And it's not because you don't love so-and-so, right? You've had a lot of love for a lot of people, but it's sometimes we have to check that we have enough love left for ourselves to make it to the end. right? Because who's carrying us? All right. And that sometimes might be the message that you need to hear from, above, be it spirit, whoever you're praying to, or things of that nature. Um, yeah. Oh boy, that that Eminem song's really coming through. Music, the moment, na 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 na. It's just like da na na na, right? It's got that piano part at the beginning, la da da da. Somebody said Talking Heads. That is the name of a group. Do you like Talking Heads? They have many songs. The Two of Pentacles, collective. So yeah, you may have come to this reading today looking for some confirmation, some clarification on direction. If you've been unsure about your healing journey, you are doing the right thing for yourself. And you could be like, look, I don't want people to see me upset. I don't want people to see me. Well, you know what? That's a totally human thing, right? We're not always, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed every single morning. Maybe you are. Maybe you're the type of person that doesn't need coffee, right? Or something like that, right? So don't discount things. I feel like some of you could be stressing a little bit. Okay. And maybe it's because you've been on this journey, maybe not by yourself before, right? Where it's like, okay, now it's time to tap into those guides. Now it's time to tap into those ancestors and say, what would they have told me to do? When I was in the hospital once and the doctors were coming around, they're like, are you hearing voices? And I'm like, it's kind of like when your mother reminds you to brush your teeth every day. Hearing that voice in your head. It's not like you're actually having a conversation with somebody over here, right? That would be a delulu. Things that we already done learn a long time ago that sometimes we forget. That's when those messages start coming through and it's like, oh man, that voice in my head, right? That ain't hearing voices. That's your ancestors telling you, wake the F up, do something smart for yourself for a freaking change. Yeah. Yeah. And guess what? As soon as you stop doing for somebody else and start doing for yourself, who gets unhappy? Right? All the people over here that didn't give a shit if you were living in a fucking dumpster fire. They did not give a shit. Did they? And now you're over here, la da da, in the peaceful zone. It's like, how'd they do that? Well, what did Freud say? Make sure you're not surrounded by assholes, right? Before you go taking a whole bunch of medication. And I don't know if this is really true, but in the movie Good Will Hunting, they talk about Freud also being addicted to cocaine. I mean, our most famous psychologist, pop psychologist, if you will, addicted to cocaine heavily. So, I mean, yeah, maybe he had a lot of good ideas and things, but does that mean that we should do as he did? All right? That's why they say, do as I say, not as I do. Right? So maybe your ancestor's not Freud. Maybe your ancestor's not Trump. Okay, somebody asked me if I knew Trump earlier. Maybe it's more about tapping in things that just make a little bit of common sense. For some of you, this could be a grandparent, right? Right. Giving them that look in the school pickup line, like, yeah. I heard about you. Oh, I know all about you. Yeah. Exactly. I'm also getting the stepmom vibes, if you've ever seen that movie. Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon. And they're kind of like the competing mom figures, but it's kind of cool when Julia Roberts comes into the picture because she kind of like teaches one of the kids not to get bullied versus, you know, the old turn the other cheek, turn the other cheek, right? Gets fucking old, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then we have to go like this sometimes. Y'all know one of the ladies, I mean, she was an older woman too. She got in trouble for, oh my God, one of the supervisors at work said that she was talking about her in a meeting. Like, these are grown adults, y'all. So this fucking supervisor went to HR on this old lady and was like, so and so was talking about, snickering about me in the meeting. I wonder what her school pickup line's like. Yeah, Becky. That was her name, Becky. I won't say her last name because I'm sure some people know exactly who she is. But I mean, can you imagine? Grown adults. Yeah, they're not worried about getting the work done. They're worried about tattling on old people that have worked at a company for 35 freaking years. You think they really deserve that bonus check? I don't. Not that bitch. Not that cunty ass bitch who wouldn't even fucking say hi to any of us sitting around in the area because she was a black belt, you know. God, she couldn't talk to some lowly salary grade 14 sitting next to her. But you know who it is that they drag into those meetings to get all the ideas? They drag all the salary grade 14s into those ideas so they can extract them from your brain and then stamp their little name on it and say, this is Becky's project. Right? Right, Becky? Me and Becky weren't exactly buddies, if you couldn't tell. Grown adults. With children of their own. Can you imagine? And you're paying taxes to send these motherfuckers' kids to school? Yeah, so they can try and shit all over you? I know, isn't it amazing? Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. Y'all didn't think I was going to bring that one up today? Me neither. I got lots of stories like that. Yeah. If you like that whole corporate thing, there's this whole thing out there, Veronica and her HR and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I got lots of stories like this. And I did not sign an NDA with anybody. So I can talk for days about this stuff. Days. If I wanted to. It's only Thursday. It's not even to Friday yet. Right? Isn't that how they like to do in the corporate world? They surprise them on Friday with all the good news. So how's the collective been feeling about this? Not letting it bother her no damn way. I just cannot even believe that they called these two people in the office. They called somebody else into the office too. I mean, these people have impeccable work records. Like, impeccable. Like, I wouldn't even ask this Becky character how to wipe an ass. Do you understand the difference? Okay. Full moon. So what I'm getting here from the collective, so this is a lot of earth energy, okay? Not only you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and now you have the Queen of Pentacles. So collective, I feel like for whoever this is, you are very focused on your home. You are very focused on your finances. You are focused on growing abundance. You are focused on being focused, right? And not these little distractions and conversations and they were picking on me. The grown adults, I cannot get over it. Literally. You know what I mean? Like, I was way more mature at 22 than these people will ever be in their whole life, let alone 40, right? Like, I mean, I don't even know what the woman's last name is. She could be divorced by now for all I care, you know, especially with an attitude like that. I wouldn't want to be married to her. But, you know, Becky with the good hair, right? Ooh, this wanted to come out in reverse. The Three of Pentacles. This came out in the last reading. Now here it is in the environment. Again, so collective, you may be missing in action from the normal spin cycle, right? You know why? Because you said, you know what? If you want to listen to bitches like that, go right ahead. Try and do it without me from now on, right? And you pulled back your energy, right? Well, maybe that's why you're so freaking happy, right? Because you ain't got these asinine people in your fucking business trying to tell you up is down and down is up when they don't even know how to wipe their own fucking asses. How about that? How about it? Right? Which I think sometimes me using this language is why I'm getting some of these things in the algorithm, like some of these festival people that wear like Depends to the festival and stuff. Like I go to festivals, but I don't do that. So that's a whole different level of festivaling than if I'm wearing Depends at the festival, better be because I'm freaking incontinent and 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. So but there's tips and tricks. I feel like collective, some of these people, because of your status, because maybe you didn't go to college and they did, or things like this, they thought they could trick you. Or they grew up in the hood and they know this slimy ball over here and they thought they could trick you. But the collective's got their eyes open. Ooh, I see what you're doing. It's like babysitting friggin' children. It really, really is. So collective, if you're feeling stressed out, like you might need to kick your feet up and watch the soap opera unfold a little bit. You know, I'm not related to Trump, but I would love to know if I was ever related to Sammy Davis Jr. in a previous life. You know, he had that little head thing going on, rat-a-tat-tat, right? Rat-a-tat-tat. Who you trying to fool? How many times do you think he had to smile at somebody? You know. After he's dancing and singing his fucking ass off for these fucking idiots with their fucking money, throwing it around. Entertain me. Yeah, well, who's to entertain you now? Who's giving you those good ideas now? I just saw a preview. I've never seen the movie. It had that the girl that was in the Easy A movie. She's been in a million Hollywood. She was in La La Land too. Anyway, and in this movie, it was just showed a little scene. It was like it's on one of these streaming things where she's like a designer, and then all of a sudden, then the head of the company's like, "Oh, it looks like I found my latest design." You know, snatching her idea, putting her mark all over it, and saying it's hers, right, Becky? Right, like we do. Isn't that right, Becky? Beg, borrow, or steal. That's what they tell you in the corporate world. Who cares whose idea it really is? It's all about who pulled it out of them, right? Gets to take the credit and gets the big promotions and gets the big fancy bonuses on top of it. Oh, you didn't think I'm going to say anything about that? You're wrong. I've gone years without bonuses, okay? So is everybody, right? The years I was getting bonuses, that's when I decided to splurge a little and go on vacation. Not every year like some folks like to do, as if they ain't got nothing but debt to accumulate. I don't live that way. And the collective, you have not been living that way either. You've been saving, All right. Again, the other day, a lot of people, when it comes to their funds, right, they forget about the fundamentals and they just want to have fun with their funds. Well, guess what? That's going to leave them at the end, right? Ain't having no fun. And you want to talk about generational wealth? Well, what are you leaving on for somebody else to clean up if you're living that way? I remember one of my this is a conversation I had a long time ago. Somebody was telling me about some folks that were getting ready to declare bankruptcy, and they were like buying TVs. They were just like buying a whole bunch of stuff before, you know. And he's like, I don't think that's right. I'm like, well, I'm with you. I don't think that's right neither. But some people, they don't have any conscience about that. And people without a conscience about that, it's going to create karma for them. And that's why some folks are finding out now. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the president is for karma to take effect. Okay? Does not matter. I'm not saying bad things don't happen to good people. It happens all the time. And for some of us, that's our challenge. That's our cross to bear. That is our lesson to be learning so that we can succeed and survive and surpass and thrive without the little bouffant Becky's running around, butting their busty old noses into other people's business where it don't belong. She was a shit supervisor. Everybody knew it. She was. Yeah, I have no sympathy. I have no remorse for saying that. That's the truth. Ace of Swords. Somebody don't want me to say that. Hopes or fears. Well, I hope they say good things about me. Well, is there anything good to say? They say if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Well, what would they write in the papers, right? Right? Y'all are coming for some tea over here anyway. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Spitting facts. Spitting facts. Oh, my ex used to say, spitting facts. Spitting facts. You know what the fact about him is? He ain't got no money. He's in debt up to his eyeballs. Yeah, he'll probably lick yours too if he can get you out, if you can get him out of debt. You know what I mean? I mean, some people whore themselves out in different ways, right? It's just everybody has their own limit, right? I mean, here I am trying to help the collective through another day, right? Look, I know Valentine's Day is tomorrow. For some people, it's going to really suck, you know? When I was out at lunch today, they gave me some extra treats, like like they were kind of giving out Valentine's snacks, you know, which I thought that was kind of cute. Okay. So collective, if you're worried about somebody finding out the truth of the situation, maybe it's one of these things where like, oh, I thought they had it all together. Oh my God, I didn't know they could ever have any problems. Well, welcome to life. It happens, right? You know, it's just what do you do then moving on, right? I was watching that movie the other night. It's Complicated. It has Meryl Streep in it. And, you know, her ex-husband is at their house with the kids, and it's like, but they've been divorced for years. And like, he's talking to his new wife on the phone, right? And the whole family's like, oh, like waiting for him to get off the phone with his new wife. You know what I mean? It's like, these are real life situations, and that's the truth, you know, those folks split up, right? And, you know, they ain't getting back together or whatever. But, you know, how do you handle it going forward, right? How do you make that into your personal truth, right? When it's really not about these other people anymore. Like they like to say, you know, it doesn't really matter who the president is, right? Well, anyway, what's your own personal truth in this situation, and how are you going to take it forward? Okay. Because we all know there's no going backwards. What did they say in that movie, The Crow? There ain't no coming back. When he comes out, straps him into the... Yo, that movie. I love that movie. Hi, I'm new and do we ask questions? This is a general collective reading, so please only do take what resonates with you today. Okay. I do have one final card in this spread. In the outcome, please, how the collective is feeling in this situation. So collective, for some of you, if you have gone through this breakup or whatever, some of you may have already met somebody new, and that's why it might be kind of surprising for you. You're like, really, so soon? Like, you know what I mean? And hey, divine timing could be at play in this situation where it's like, look, I'm showing you something now. It's best that you take heed and pay attention to it. The movie Hope Floats comes to mind. When she's telling her daughter, she's like, look, the way you spend your chances is quite reckless. You know, don't think they're going to be around waiting for y'all forever. Right? Okay. You know, the swelling music didn't happen in the movie because somebody sat on their ass. Okay? Knight of Cups. This, I always get romance just like seeping off of this card. So collective, I feel like for you this weekend, tomorrow, you know, Valentine's, you may really be feeling romantic towards somebody. You might feel like, whoa, this could be the one. You know what I mean? Or else one where you can see yourself entertaining this individual, right? You know, versus Becky with the good hair wanting everybody to go into HR. Nobody wants to entertain that. Nobody. Especially not a bitch like her. I mean, let's get real. Let's get real. And on the flip side of that, I've sat in meetings at that same place, supervisors on their goddamn cell phone the whole fucking time. Who's going to drag their ass into HR and say, they weren't paying attention in the meeting? How much bonus money does he get a year? What percent of his salary was that? Well, it was greater than mine. What do they say? Hardy har har? Yeah, for some folks it's time to learn real lessons. Okay. But for some of you, this could even be lessons that they're meant for you. Okay. You know, that the ever unfolding rose, it's meant for you, not happening to you. Okay. Shifting that viewpoint, receiving it. Okay. You know, maybe you just became single. It's time to receive that freedom, receive that openness, receive that moment where, you know, I don't even have to ask anybody else if they want shrimp for dinner. I don't have to ask anybody else if they're feeling like chicken. I don't, right? Like, be receptive. Exactly. That Eminem song in the moment. Okay. And I feel like for a lot of you, especially if you are singletons, that is going to launch you so far into the next bougie love fest that whoever got left behind is going to be like, oh. Yeah, it's like if you love them properly, see what can happen, right? Some good things. Okay. So, collective, I hope that you have some good things coming this V-Day, this weekend, and beyond, especially as we go into Pisces season. Very moon, very dreamy type energy, okay? So, you know, your date probably doesn't want to talk about Becky with the good hair. Right? They don't. They don't. They want to talk about what's for dinner and would you like any flowers and how about we have some coffee together later and that kind of stuff. Okay? They don't want to talk about the other shit. Okay? They don't. So, you know, keep it a buck when it comes to romance. Mm-hmm. Ace of Pentacles. Ace in the hole. You know how easy it is to make somebody's day? Like by getting them a little card or saying, hey, I like your jacket. You know? You want love, be in love. Be in love with life. Instead of a hating ass bitch like that Becky character that I was telling you about earlier that had to haul in the old trees, the old oak trees into the company, into HR, because she was getting, they're talking about me in the... Really? You're a supervisor? Lead, bitch, lead! I'm not following her. Nowhere. Because as soon as she gets into trouble, it's... Like, lady, my dog does a better job of acting than you. Anyway, that's all I got today. Manifest wisely. Bye.